Tonight we have the privilege not only to welcome a new president for the Hastings Club, but also a new district governor hailing from our club as well. It has been my pleasure to lead this club for the last 12 months. I don't think the words of wisdom, support, encouragement, and forewarning can ever truly prepare anyone for a year as a club president. The experience is hard to put into words. Not only is it challenging, time-consuming, takes grit, but it builds character and is endlessly rewarding. As I finished at HETS last February, I was fairly confident that our club was in great shape. It truly runs itself. I figured it would be really hard to sink the SS Hastings Rotary with any of my ideas. Being a millennial, one of the first things on my agenda was to add more social events to our club. The idea being for our members to have more opportunities to mingle and get to know each other on a more casual environment. The beer is just a plus. My hope was also to have some events on the books that might be more appealing to bring potential new members to. I think these are what we call 501s. I think the 501 meetings have been a great success, and we will be carrying those on throughout the next year. In addition to the 501 events, I just want to touch on some of our accomplishments as a club in the past year. We have a net increase of 6 members, and we have increased our female membership by 4. We have raised $4,000 for the annual fund, $2,250 for polio, and we have given more than 115 hours of our time in the community. That doesn't include all of the fundraising we have done for Imagination Library or the countless hours of donated time at the concession stand. Last but not least, we brought home the Golden Club. Yeah! I would like to thank my Rotary family. Without such amazing members in this club, none of these accomplishments would have happened. This has been such a memorable year for me. Rotary has helped me develop my leadership skills. Hey, you can do it. I've become vastly more organized, and I can run a board meeting. That is not something I ever thought I'd be able to do before the age of 30. I can't tell you how nervous I was and am. Walking up to the podium at this time last year, nor can I describe how my confidence has grown in the last 12 months. And this is all thanks to my club for trusting me to run the show. Thank you. So with us tonight, we have Bill Cook, Haas, Patty Woods, Carl Schessel, Larry Neal, Bob Byington, Norm Barlow, Margie Haas, Chelsea Foster. I don't think I missed anybody. Okay, can we have you all line up maybe on one side of the sidewalk? You are move over there. You want us in order? You don't have to be in order. First woman, first female. All right.
past presidents, what a rich history we have in our club. And Emily, I want to talk about you for a little bit, if that's okay. I think you're one of the youngest presidents we've had in our club. And I'm just impressed and inspired by how you stepped up and allowed yourself to be stretched and to serve our club. You listed a lot of the accomplishments. Our club has grown. We've become more diverse as we've added a lot of female members. We've become younger as a club. I think the average age of the groups, of the members we've inducted this last year is around 35. And I think, I dare say that our club has probably become a little better looking too. At least the new club members probably think so. I want to touch just briefly on one of our accomplishments is the Imagination Library. That has been a phenomenal outreach in our community. Chelsea had given me some update on the statistics. It's a partnership between 3 Rotary clubs, Delton, Middleville, and Hastings, and we've even included the Kiwanians as well, and some other organizations have helped us. But we provide books to kids from birth up until age 5. 1 book per month is mailed to their home. In the short time that we've been involved, we've had approximately 1,200 kids enrolled. We've given over 20,000 books away. And 500 kids have graduated out of our program where they've aged out after 5. So that's a wonderful accomplishment of our club that's happened under your watch. The club has given away this past year 300 bike helmets to kids, given over 30 bikes away to kids in our community. Our Interact Club has new life now since you became president. Our Interact Club is over 50 years old and one of the first ones in the state of Michigan. So that's definitely a proud moment for our club. We've cleaned up our highway. The 501 meetings have been phenomenally successful. We led a Christmas parade. We've cleaned up a YMCA cabin, flips and pancakes. We've read to elementary school kids. We've given away flags at the Memorial Day. We've been a busy club, but we're not exhausted. We're enthused. So thank you for leading us in all of those activities. What you've provided, because no one president does all of that, but she provided a great environment for the club to flourish and to accomplish all of that. Through it all, you've been supportive of the club's efforts. You've been organized. You've been very gracious as you welcome guests and welcome our club. And you've been very flexible. When things don't go quite as planned, we can count on you to find a good solution. There was a quote that I came across that reminded me of you. It says, leadership is about making others better in your presence and making sure that impact lasts in your absence. And you've certainly done that. Great job. So on behalf of a grateful club, this is you. When I was first on the board several years ago, I didn't realize that one of the 3 people on the board would eventually become the president. I quickly raised my hand and said, not it. And so it took me a second term on the board to finally say, I'll do it. And the more I looked at our club and talked with other clubs as well, please don't take any offense by this if you're from a different club, but if I could line them all up, I'd pick Hastings twice. I love this club. There are a lot of good reasons to be proud of as a Rotarian, and I am definitely excited about the challenge. I'm not going to lay out a lot of details of what we're going to do next year, but I do want each of the members this next year to recognize the significance of their role in our club, and also the significance that our club has in their life. So that would be my main focus for this next year. It is my privilege to transition and to introduce our current district governor, as we're going to be also having a passing of the gavel for our district governor as well. And Jim Cupper is a member of the Kalamazoo Rotary Club. He is our current district governor. And he has a distinction that I don't think many of you know. He used to be, years ago, an air traffic controller. Who knew that in his district? Anybody? A couple people? I think that's why he's so good as a district governor. Somebody thinks coming and going, making sure. Of what I know of district governors, it requires a lot of material. It requires travel. It requires diplomacy. It requires also flexibility and wisdom. So thank you, Jim, for leading our club, and I will welcome you to the stage to lead us on.
I brought the briefcase because I have a 30-minute speech. I hope you're all excited. You know, the air traffic... Where would I be without Rick Briscoe? The air traffic control thing, I don't know how many of you know that, but we had a concept that we used. Sally, cover your ears. It's called the Big Sky concept. You know what that is? What are the chances? You know, I'm really grateful to everyone who made this a great year for me and a great year, I hope, for all of you. I'd like to recognize some of these people and ask them to stand and be recognized. I'm not sure how many assistant governors are here, but if you are an assistant governor, would you please stand? These people are our conduit to the club, from the district to the clubs. They do a fantastic job of helping the clubs and supporting the clubs. I only say that because next year I'm going to be one.
Is that like a demotion or what?
Wasn't that great a year? All our district committee chairs who successfully took on many challenges this year, especially our district conference committee, chaired by Kathy Gallagher. Stand up, Kathy. They and she did a whale of a job and were responsible for a fantastic conference. I got to tell you that I feel guilty that I didn't convince more people to come, because I think it was a fabulous, fabulous conference. And I'm sorry that if you weren't able to make it, you missed it. Now, having said that, a couple of things. We had great attendance on Mackinac Island, and we finished in the black. Of course, I never would have made it through the year without the sage advice of the past district governors, many of whom I turned to for advice throughout the year. And one of the things that I always remember that Terry Allen, past district governor Terry Allen, always says is that past district governors are like an old sneaker. Everything's worn out except the tongue. Past district governors that are here, please stand and be recognized. What can I say about our district administrator, Ingrid Nova? She's way back. Did you stand up and I missed it?
It's a Margie joke.
You know, Ingrid, I sent her emails. It didn't matter if it was Sunday morning, late Saturday night. I would send her an email thinking she'll get back to me tomorrow or the day after. The email shoots right back to me. She's always there to help. I really hope that all of you will give the incoming governor, Margie, the same support that you gave me. It's what really makes it work as a district governor. One more person I'd like to recognize has been our district treasurer for over 3 years, and he is on my case constantly for getting the proper reports done, expenses in, etc., etc. But I always tell him, thank you, because I'm bad at numbers. Gene Haas, please stand up. I urge you all to work together with me and make sure that we make Margie's year the best year that it can be. Finally, there is one individual more than any other that was there for me day in and day out. She timed my speeches at every club visit. She told me when I was good. Remember that day? She told me when I was just okay. And she told me when I sucked. This evening, I want to honor Chris, my wife, in a way that is fitting and well-deserved. Come on up, Chris. I have it in here somewhere.
Because Chris packed it.
It's my honor to award Chris a Paul Harris Fellow. You can go now.
We can leave him here.
And now I would like to ask all the past district governors to come on up, arrange yourself in order of years. With the Teresa will be here, so I know where I get to stand. And I'm out the other way.
We're on this side. Which side, boss?
Over there.
Okay. Stay down there. Stay down there.
I know where you go. Take your time.
That's good. Takes a little over. That's why we're me too.
Come on.
We're in order. We're in order. We're more or less in order. You can't keep us in order.
What up?
Come on.
Be quiet.
That's not going to happen.
What I'm going to ask the district governors to do as we pass the gavel from one to the next, if each past district governor would give incoming Governor Margie a few words of advice.
Words of advice.
I'm all ears.
I know you'll handle it well, Marge.
Have fun, Margie. You want me to throw this out now, Margie?
Oh, yeah.
My distant cousin, Margie. Margie, remember, it's always easier to beg forgiveness than ask permission. Listen well.
I second that. Enjoy your. Delegate.
Past district governors may be seated.
Wait a minute, I want them to know, I want everybody to know their names. All right. This is a very distinguished group here. I mean, I really look up. I do say extinguished. We have past district governor Carl Samlin, Kalamazoo. Past district governor Jim Alden. He was from Hastings and now from Delton. Past District Governor Bill Diamond from Kalamazoo Sunrise. His wife, we have something in common. His wife was also a home ec teacher. Yes. Past District Governor Ed Foster from Charlotte. Cousins, on my husband's side, with your side. Galen Tennis from Lansing DeWitt Sunrise. Do I know you? Have I ever seen you before? Yeah, oh yeah, go ahead, switch them. See if that's Past District Governor Terry Allen from Lakeshore, and he was one of the, Terry Allen and Bill Diamond were one of the original water boys with the project in Dominican Republic. Past District Governor Rick Briscoe from Kalamazoo. Past District Governor Bill Smith from Climax. And Past District Governor Teresa Brendel from Delta Waverly.
Yeah.
Who are you? Where are you from?
I have one more thing I'd like to ask President-elect Greg to come up. It's my pleasure to present Greg with the banner for the home club of the district government. That's all. You're up. Now you can be seated. All right.
Jim Cupper, please come back up.
You didn't do it right.
I know.
Thank you so much. But I do. On behalf of our district, we want to thank Jim Cupper for his dedication and service to our district. And we have your district governor's pin and a gift from the district. Thank you.
I, on the other hand,
See ya? Does this mean we're going to study?
have for you, I know how particular you are.
Yeah.
So I special ordered
Oh.
a district governor pin for Margie that won't make holes in her clothes. It's magnetic.
And we have pins for our district governor-elect, newly district governor-elect Nathan Triplett. And district governor nominee, Larry Adams. And your district governor nominee. What a team. This is our team. Thank you all. This is really exciting, and I'm very humbled to accept this gavel and become your district governor for 1920. I look at the past district governors and I'm filled with awe and to welcome your footsteps. Your dedication and service are exemplary. Yet I know you're close by and just a phone call away, and I will be calling you. I have your number. Definitely, I have your number. Also, I'd like to have a special shout out to a very special past district governor, Carl Sandlin. Carl, will you please stand? Carl and I worked on the Rotary District 6360 Foundation Board for many years. And about 6 years ago, he invited me to lunch, and I had no idea why. But he was a friend, and at that lunch, Carl asked me to think about being district governor. And at that time, I said no, it wasn't in the cards, but it did spark an idea inside me that I wrestled with for at least 2 years, till I finally said yes. So thank you so much, Carl, for your sponsorship. I appreciate it. And to my club, Hastings, 99 years old, yeah. And we have a lot of Hastings Rotarians here, and I'd like all of you to recognize who they are, the great club of Hastings. If you're a Hastings Rotarian, please stand. I'm so proud of our club. Like Greg and Emily have stated, we are a vibrant and young club. I truly value the friendship of each member, and also I'm proud of our past presidents who have served. I've learned from you, and I value your support. We have fun at our meetings. We have fun at our events and our projects. And I'd like to take a little bit of time here to recognize the officers for Hastings next year, along with Greg Randall, our president for 2019-2020. Please stand when I call your name and stay standing because you're very special people. Sarah Alden will be our president-elect next year, yes. Jan Hawthorne, I think she had to leave. Karen Heath. Michelle Schedule. Of course, Greg Randall. Carl Schessel is our secretary, and Dave Soames is our treasurer. These are our leaders of our club. Okay, Travis Alden, I gotta give a shout out to you. Yeah, because you helped to make our club fun. He is Sergeant of Arms Extraordinaire. Yes, you know it. You've got to own it, buddy. Because
I own it.
You own it because he goes beyond Happy Bucks and Rotary Trivia. He has us working together and competing as tables on a variety of issues. And come in October. Just come. Are you going to be on in October next year?
I haven't been asked to come back. So.
Oh, yeah.
Where's Brad?
Brad's not here. Yes. Well, we compete and do things as a table. And one of the ones was we had to construct paper airplanes. And then we had a paper airplane contest.
We can do it now.
Yeah, we can do it now with the programs, right? We have fun. Please do come and visit. And it's all about fun and fellowship. Another special thank you to Cheryl Lewis Blake. Cheryl, where are you? Yay, come on, stand up. You gotta own it too. She is just such a special friend. She's a coordinator, precise details, super delegator, and thank you for chairing this event tonight. You did a great job. And now to my family. Please stand. You don't get out of this. Okay, as while they're getting my mom taken care of, I do want to recognize my dad. May he rest in peace. He died 2 years ago, but he was a Rotarian. Oh gosh. He was a Rotarian in Tecumseh over 70 years ago. And at that time, I think District 6360 and District 6400 were one big district at that time. So we probably were in the same district. So Dad was a Rotarian in Tecumseh, and Mom, Betty Crisp, is here. And many Hastings Rotarians know her because 2 years ago, when she lived with us for 3 months, she came to every Hastings Rotary Club meeting up here every Monday. So it was either that or she didn't eat lunch. So, my dear Hastings Rotarian Jean husband, you are now the first dude of the district. He joined Hastings Rotary in 1986 and had perfect attendance for over 26 years. Now, most of you know that it's a second marriage for both of us, and as we were dating over then 4 years, some of our dates, a lot of our dates were Hastings Rotary Club oriented. So I remember going on dates to Summerfest food booth, where we made, this will bring the history out, steak sandwiches, remember those? Strawberry shortcake, okay. And then the parade of homes, when we staffed the parade of homes, those were many of our dates. So, but you know, he was a member of Hastings since 1986, and then his job took him to Lansing. And he told his boss, well, I'll take the position, the transfer, but I've got to be able to go to a Rotary meeting. So that's when he went to the Lansing DeWitt Sunrise Club. And then he got switched back here to Hastings, and of course he came back as a Rotarian to Hastings. I saw service above self in him, and that's one of the many things that attracted me to him. So, yeah, he's the first dude. My sister-in-law, Dottie, Jean's sister, from Battle Creek, retired from the Federal Center. She's made many crib quilts for children, infants, and toddlers that were awards at the hospital. And she's been a big sister to a physically disabled person, and she gives of herself to many people, service above self. Heather West, the tallest daughter. She calls me and she says, Mom, it's your tallest. So I know which one's calling. And she is, she graduated from Hastings, and she was a Hastings Interact Club member. And she's a graduate of MSU, of Western with her master's in social work, and she's just got her license, so she's very happy. She works for Kalamazoo County Courts and Drug Court. And then Shannon Ball Perez, yeah, she's the shortest daughter. Yeah, well, there's no...
Except for you.
Yeah, okay. Shannon is a graduate of Central Michigan University in Business Administration. She works for Benesis in Troy. She's a pension coordinator. She's a dancer, friends to many, and a coordinator of a lot of our family events, and especially for our family giving to another family for Christmas. And then Michael. Then there's Michael, our son, our youngest son, who happens to be a University of Michigan graduate.
Sorry.
Go blue!
Okay, that's really hard because his father and I met at MSU.
Go green!
Go green, go white. But he has his master's in public administration from Drake University in Des Moines, Iowa. He also works for Benesis in Troy. Yes, they work. Shannon and Michael work at the same company, different floors, different departments, right?
Yep.
So they don't, yeah. He's a project manager. And Michael is third generation Rotarian. And yes. He joined the Troy Rotary Club, which is a member of District 6380. And Michael attended the Rotary International Convention with me in Hamburg. Michael will be club president in 2021, 2022. Yes. So that's my family. Thank you. Also to Patty Woods. Where's Patty?
She's here.
Yes, Patty. She's my sponsor. Gotta give a shout out to Patty. Patty was my sponsor because I came back from the 2005 Rotary International Convention and just with Gene, and I said, oh, I love this. I want to be a member. He says, go find a sponsor. He wouldn't sponsor me, well, because he thought it would look suspicious. Is that what you said? So, of course, Patty is a friend of mine, and she said, oh, I'll be glad to sponsor you. And Patty was, as she said, the first woman president of Hastings in 1993-94. And just for the record, some of you don't know, I am the 5th female district governor for our district, behind Mary Brinks, Renee Merchant, Kathleen Tosco, and Teresa Randall. I am the 7th member of the Hastings Rotary to serve as governor, going back to 1927-28, but the first female from Hastings to serve as governor. Woohoo, Mom! Yeah, thanks, Jen. So, the year 2019-2020, it's going to be an exciting and fun year, and I'm really excited about it. We have the Rotary mission statement here. And it's kind of new. People don't know much about it because it's been rolled out late in Jim's year and early in mine. Together, we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, and in ourselves. I like this statement. I like the first word, together. As District 6316 Rotarians, we unite and we take action to end polio, build latrines, and provide clean, safe water in the Dominican Republic, to increase literacy, to prevent diseases, to build peace and promote conflict resolution, to increase maternal and children's health, reduce homelessness and reduce poverty, and to build economies. I'm growing and I'm learning in ourselves, that piece. I'm not done growing. Well, yes, I'm not done yet. And I'm so happy that we get to grow and become better people. And Brian Tort, you're helping with that. Brian Tort from Williamston Sunrise. He is helping, he's the man behind the scenes. Gotta give a shout out to you. Because he helped make Free Pets in Your Pajamas a reality. And also the webinars for public image and membership. And he's going to help us, continue to help us in those things. And I'm going to continue trying to have more electronic webinars and go-to-meetings, and hopefully new this year we will be creating and posting YouTube messages. So that's going to be quite a little bit different. I also like to put a challenge to increase some participation, a little bit of competitiveness. The Golden Club that Emily, we won it this year, yes. Well, we're going to bring this to the district level. Karen Heath, your husband's going to make 3 of these, right? So that we can present them.
Talk into the mic.
What?
Into the mic.
Okay. Karen Heath's husband is going to make 3 of them. One for a small club, medium club, and a large club for participation at district events. So we're going to really have a little bit of fun competition going. And that will be presented at our district conference. District conference. Oh, where's that going to be? Where? Oh, you have something at your table. It's going to be when? May 1st and May 2nd. And it's going to be here and at Bay Point. Bay Point is on Gun Lake, and we're going to have a great time. So I hope you all put that on your calendars now. We have a team of members that many of you saw. We have great past district governors, but let's be really clear about who the important people are in this room. The important people in this room are the club presidents and the members, because that's where the action takes place. That's where the job gets done. And we do have some incoming club presidents here. Brian Tort, Bill Renner, Steve Lewis, Greg Randall, Terry Bordeaux, Steve Kreider, and Bill Smith. Did I miss anybody? You people are important. Through supporting clubs, we become effective and vibrant in our communities, and members grow and prosper. Sally Ernst, where's Sally? Nathan Triplett, Michael, and myself saw Rotary Connects the World in action at the Rotary International Convention in Hamburg, with 26,000 Rotarians attending from 175 countries out of 225 countries in Rotary. Leaders joined together to discuss issues of leadership, integrity, fellowship, diversity, and service. Districts and clubs shared their projects. Rotary, join leaders, exchange ideas, take action. That's who we are. My wish is that each club is vibrant in service to their community. Each club has fun, and each club is family friendly. We have issues to address, but using the four-way test, along with a mission statement as guides, we will address them as leaders with integrity to build goodwill and better friendships and to benefit all concerned. Together, Rotary will connect the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Margie, and we're excited for your year. It's my privilege, our year, yes. It's my privilege to introduce our keynote speaker, and I'll start with the story. It's Mike Skipper, and he's from our Hastings Rotary Club. My wife and I, our son just turned 16 less than a year ago, and we asked him, we said, we're going to throw a dinner for you, and you can invite any of the men who have been influential in your life. And he picked the typical couple of uncles, a pastor, someone from our church, and one coach. Out of all the teachers and coaches and people that he's been influenced by, and it was Mike Skipper. And there's a reason for that, because he had a huge impact on my son's life and still does. And Mike came and he encouraged my son. So Mike is the type of person that makes people around him better, with the way he is devoted and loving towards his wife, the way he lives out his faith, the way he raises his kids to live out their values, with the way he serves in Rotary and serves our community. So I want to introduce and please help welcome Mike Skipper.
Don't be afraid by the paper. It's mostly filler, just for looks. Thanks very much, Greg, for that introduction. I want to begin by saying thank you to Emily for just an awesome job. she doesn't know this, but her dad and I work together. But
I know that.
but she doesn't know that I told her dad. I told him probably several times, man, she's a catch. She's a catch. She's pretty. She's smart. She ran Rotary, and I remember at the beginning I thought she's doing a great job for a 20-something-year-old. Now she just did a great job. She did a great job for someone any age. So kudos. When I was asked to speak tonight, there was no way I was going to say no. I have huge respect for Margie and huge respect for Greg, so I consider this a huge honor. My wife frequently asks me, she's here tonight, are you nervous? Because I speak occasionally, and I always tell her, yeah, you know, a little bit nervous about speaking, but really nervous about not blowing the opportunity. See, I think every time I get a chance to do something, whether it's reading to kindergartners or talking to elementary kids or talking to high school kids or whatever it is, it's an opportunity. And I don't want to blow the opportunity. So I was thinking, what can I possibly say to this group? I mean, look around them. These are accomplished people. These are bright people. These are people that are talented, people that have done a lot with their life. What can I possibly say to these folks that might motivate them just a little bit, or encourage them just a little bit, or maybe make them think just a little bit? And that's my opportunity tonight. And I thought, what I'm going to talk about tonight are opportunities and wild thoughts. And when I told my wife that, because that's all she knows, she's like, oh no, wild thoughts. Because she knows I'm a bit of a dreamer in ways. But I remember when I first joined Rotary. I joined Rotary when I first became a judge here in Hastings when I was appointed by Governor Snyder. And I had lived my whole life in Berry County, but in Middlefield. And I'd worked in Grand Rapids, so I really hadn't spent that much time in Hastings. So I was encouraged to join Rotary as a good way to get to know people. And I thought, okay, this would be great. I'll get to meet a bunch of people. And, you know, on the side, do a couple little things in the community. What I fairly quickly found out, at least with our club, and I hope it's true of others, that this is more than that. There are really people here with good hearts. These are people that really, truly do want to make a difference. And that's why I stay in the club. When I talk, usually, it's about something that matters to me, or it's something that I need to hear myself. So understand that what I'm saying tonight, I'm preaching to myself more than you. These are things I need to hear, probably more than you. So these are good opportunities for me to motivate myself and to point out to myself where my shortcomings are. See, God does not give us unlimited opportunities. We only get so many. It's a finite number. So we have to take advantage of those opportunities. We take for granted much of what we have and our opportunities. See, today was an opportunity. We weren't promised today. We're not promised tomorrow. And if we sleep 8 hours a day, that means we're awake 960 minutes. Most of those are gone today. What have we done with our minutes? Because you're never going to get them back. What have you done? Have we used our minutes wisely? Have we used our day wisely? And with opportunities, we have to remember they're not big. Most opportunities in our lives are not big. Most are small and seemingly meaningless. And most will overlook if we're not looking for the opportunities. And see, that's one of the beautiful things about Rotary is that's one of our jobs, if not our primary job, is to look for opportunities that we can serve. Don't wait for the opportunity, but look for it. And we also have to be looking for, and maybe in those wild thoughts, for the large opportunities, the ones that maybe are a little scary? Do we dare? Do we dare think that? See, we can't miss the small opportunities, and we certainly should not shy away from the big ones. That concept has been driven home to me a few times in my life. I had a mom who struggled with health, so I realized every day could be the last. 3 months ago, with really no warning at all, my wife was diagnosed with heart failure at 56 years old. No warning. That hit home with me. I have limited time, and I shouldn't take my days for granted, and I certainly shouldn't take her for granted. Then just a month ago, a friend of mine called me. I've coached all 3 of his kids in swimming. Mike, my youngest daughter, only 15, has a large tumor. It's cancer on her pancreas. 15. She started her first round of chemo last week. See, those things scare me, but they also motivate me. They motivate me to not blow my opportunities and not shy away from those Shark Tank thoughts, those wild thoughts of what we could possibly do. And what better a place than a Rotary? Because really, we're right now, what was Rotary? What put Rotary on the map? Eradicating polio. Think about that. Think about what wild thought that was at some meeting like this where 2 folks were sitting down and talking, and somebody said, "You think we could possibly eradicate polio from the world?" No, people would have laughed at them. They would have thought they're crazy. Like they saw Bigfoot or something. But that's what really put Rotary on the map. So this is the place. This is the place to have wild thoughts. This is the place to shoot for the stars. We certainly shouldn't be coattailing that. What's Rotary gonna be? What do we want it to be? Interestingly, the people here, there are many that I know, some for a while. In fact, my 5th grade teacher's here. I didn't know she was gonna be here. She's here. And she didn't know, probably a God thing, but one of the things she taught me that I'll never forget, it's a saying, good, better, best, never let it rest, till the good is better, the better is best. That's part of what I wrote in here today, is who do we want to be? We're good. I don't know what your club's, our club's good. I think we're really good, but we certainly could be better, and do we want to be the best? See, we have an amazing opportunity. Our club alone has over 70 people. If you look at this district, it's got great numbers, and it's got amazing abilities and talents and resources. Amazing. What could we do if we really could focus on that and harness that and direct it in one way? But the question is, what do we want to do? Do we want to push ourselves? See, this is about change tonight. Tonight is change. And I'm not saying where we came from was bad at all. I thought Emily did an amazing job. But change is steps. What do we want to do? Do we want to come, our group comes Monday. Do we want to continue to come Monday, have a nice lunch with friends, and hang out and talk, and do a couple of things? Or do we really want to do something crazy? See, I don't think Rotary is just about networking. I hope it's not. I hope it's more than that. Do we really want to change our community? Do we want to be special, different, unique? Do we want to do something memorable, something that people talk about? Do we dare to be a bit crazy? Do we dare to entertain wild thoughts? And that means we need to do something, because talk is cheap. Do you ever see something on TV, or you're watching a news show, and you see something, you hear something, you're like, why didn't I think of that? Or why couldn't we do that? Why couldn't we be that? See, I think those things. And maybe I'm weird. I probably am. My kids tell me I'm weird. That's okay. I'd rather be weird than normal. Normal's boring. I'd rather. I'll wake up, and this is the truth. My wife will wake up I'm at 4 in the morning. I'm sitting on the edge of the bed, and I'm on my phone writing. And she said, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I got an idea. I'm writing an idea." Heck, I wrote a speech. I wrote a speech for Hope College at 4:30 one morning, and she said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm writing a speech for Hope College." And she said, "You're not going to speak at Hope College. They don't. They never asked you." I said, "I'm going to." 2 months ago, they called. October 9th, I'm speaking at Hope College. So, what could we do? Could we do something amazing? See, I know it's in all of you, because I know right now if I went to any one of you, and I said, "Listen, I need $5,000 by the end of the week. It will save this young lady's life." You'd all come up with it. You'd all come up with it. And if I said, "I need this month, I need all of your time this month. Every minute of your time I need this month. And we can save this family," you'd all do it. So, see, we have time and we have money. We have assets, talents, and abilities. Where do we use them? I remember being at church one time and the pastor said, "If you really, really want to know where your heart is, go home and check your checkbook." And my heart sunk a little bit because I thought, I know it's in money. And I went home and I looked back 3 or 4 months. And it didn't reflect what I really wanted it to reflect. I spent more money on things that were about me than I probably needed to. It was a good check for me. See, I'm sure some of you right now are thinking of excuses or justifications for things you haven't done. And I'm preaching to me. I'm not preaching to you guys. I'm preaching to me. There are things I have not done. There's abilities and talents I have not used. I've been lazy at times. I've not given enough. But I know you're thinking those thoughts. Like, I do a lot. You're thinking, I do a lot. I give a lot. I'm saving for retirement, or I'm saving for my kids' college. See, I thought the last month when I thought about this talk, I thought the exact same things. I got a million reasons why I'm doing enough. But am I? Am I really? See, I tell my kids, my son's heard this lots of times, don't be that person that says, "I can't. That won't work. That's a dumb idea." Or someone else will do it. Don't be that. Don't be that. Be the person that says, "Yes, I can do that. I will try. Why not?" We need to fight hard complacency, excuses, and comfort. Here are a couple of my wild thoughts from 4 in the morning. Some of this is directed at our town because I know things here and needs here. One that I thought is, our school here hasn't passed the millage the last few times, and I know that some of our sports facilities are deteriorating, and I thought, why don't we just fix them? Why do we need to wait for anybody else? Why don't we just do it? I'm not talented, but I can paint. I can tear out old bleachers and put new ones in. Somebody show me how to do it. I can figure it out. I can do that. I can give my time. I have time. I know I think I don't, but I do. I could find time. My wife will kick me out of the house a little more. I have money that I'm wasting on other stupid things probably that I could come up with. Why don't we just do it? Just do it. See, we talk. Don't talk. Let's just do it. That was a small one. I have others, but let me bring you to the one that's maybe just a little wilder, but something that I know they talked about it. I didn't know this really until tonight, but this is, what about if we committed that there was not going to ever again be a homeless child in Barry County? We had a speaker a year or two ago. Shame on me. He talked about the homeless kids in Barry County and how many there were. I was shocked. And I'm a judge, I see it, and I was shocked. And it moved me. I went home and talked to my wife about it. And for 2 weeks it bothered me. But fairly quickly I forgot about it. I put it out of my mind. See, I didn't see the kids, I didn't hear about it, so it disappeared like it didn't exist. I went on about my normal life, my happy, comfortable life. But it did exist. They are still homeless. I just made it disappear for my convenience and peace of mind. And I didn't do a thing about it. See, I have a nice new house. I have a car. I have any food I want to eat. I take trips. I rarely worry about bills. I have money to pay for gifts for my kids. And there are kids homeless right here in my town. And I haven't done a damn thing about it. Is that a wild thought? To want to eradicate homeless children from our town? Now I have other wild thoughts, and I can talk all night about my wild thoughts, and I can bore you to death with my wild thoughts. And I know that this might fall on deaf ears and might not inspire or motivate or change one thing for anyone here, but I can go to bed tonight knowing that I at least used a couple minutes of my day and didn't waste an opportunity that I had to at least try. I'm really excited for Rotary tonight because we have installed 2 new leaders who I know want to use their opportunity, and I know will at least go home tonight and in the quiet of their homes will at least allow themselves for a minute to think some wild thoughts. Tonight, we have the honor of installing 2 people I've come to admire and respect, Margie and Greg. Both are people who have demonstrated by actions, not talk, their commitment to service. They look for opportunities and they use those opportunities. How fortunate we are to have these 2 amazing leaders and servants offer to lead us. Both are very busy and have valid reasons to say, no, I can't, I have other things to do, but neither did. They're both those, yes, why not me, I will find a way, people that I tell my kids to aspire to be. See, Margie reminds me of that ever-ready bunny. She just never stops. She's just this little ball of energy moving and hopping from one project to the next. In fact, a couple weeks ago, I was at the lake and I saw someone ski by, and I thought for a second, that's got to be Gene. Because that's what Gene's life has to be. He is skiing and he is hanging on for dear life. That is what he's doing, baby. He's on a ride. Now Margie has asked me several times to help with things. And it's hard to say no because I respect her so much and I don't want to let her down. So I hope I haven't. Greg I've gotten to know well because of his kids. I coach a couple of his kids. He's got great kids. He has countless very legitimate reasons to say no to this opportunity. He has a busy dental practice. He has a wife. He has 3 very busy kids who are in multiple sports and activities. He gives time to his church, to school, to Rotary, to mission work. That would be more than enough for Greg to say, not now, maybe later when things slow down, but he didn't. No one would blame either Margie or Greg for saying no, but we're so glad they didn't. These are the people who motivate me. These are the leaders and servants and yes people I aspire to be like. These are the people we are so blessed and fortunate to have in our community and in our club. And I'm so glad that I can call them my friends. So this is for Margie and Greg tonight. Congratulations. Lastly, I have a small gift for both of those, for both Margie and Greg. First of all, for Greg, I don't use gavels in my courtroom, but I have gavels. The only time I use a gavel is when I get to give it as a gift for an adoption. So I thought a gavel, a new gavel, something kind of shiny might be appropriate for Greg. So if you come on up. It's a gold gavel. And for Margie, and I promise you, Margie, my wife knows about this. I will, in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, it will be 34 years of marriage for me, and I've never bought a ring for anybody but my wife. But Don Haney, about a week ago, said, when Margie was sitting here at lunch with us, he said, what do you do? Is there a new greeting? Is there some way we need to address you now that you're going to be the emperor or the governor or whatever? And I thought, well, I remember the old movies I used to watch. Whenever there was an emperor or a king or somebody, what did you have to do? Well, you had to kiss the ring. So I got Margie a ring, and only the second woman in 34 years, 36 years that I've got a ring for. So this is a special emperor, empress's ring that we need to kiss, I guess, now. It's even shiny. It's shiny. It's a Ruben. It's a Ruben L or whatever. So anyway. Thank you very much to both of you.
Thank you, Mike, for inspiring us to dream big. I was excited about tonight for a lot of reasons, but that was one of the biggest that you were speaking. I want to thank Cheryl Lewis Blake, and you don't have to come to me, I'm going to come to you. But you have organized a wonderful evening as we wind it down, and I want to give this to you as a thank you. It's been a pleasure to be a part of this. Hasn't it been a good night? Yeah. Makes you proud to be a Rotarian, and I want to wish you safe travels as you leave. Is there any other business to come before the club? If not, we'll close with this thought from a smarty pants, Albert Einstein, who I think he got this one right. He said, "Only a life lived for others is worthwhile." With that, we'll stand and conclude with 4-way test. First of the things we think, say, and do.
Is it the truth?